What's up, everyone? How's everyone doing today? In this video, I'm just going to go over 3 tips I can give you guys to help you stay on top of your positions, or to make sure you guys are not sitting on your computer at all times anticipating for a certain move. Even though that is the best option for most case scenarios, I know everyone's got jobs, everyone's got real life things you got to take care of. So here's just going to be some quick tips on how you can stay on top of your positions, stay on top of your plan, and make sure you guys either miss opportunities, or you can capitalize on either entries or take profits, or staying on top of the market in general. So before I give those tips out, I would say if you guys like this type of content and looking for updates from me, some tutorial videos, some quick tip videos and other things revolving around the crypto market, I appreciate if you guys like the video. If you guys want to stick around for more, please feel free to subscribe, comment if you enjoy the content, enjoy the information. Hopefully I can help you guys out in any way possible. So obviously the biggest tip I'm going to give to you guys is, if you can sit at your computer all day and be on top of things, that's going to be the ideal situation. But I understand that most people, have real lives out there. Not everyone can sit there glued to your monitor 24/7. So if that's the situation you're in, let's say you're out, you got an active job, or you're working a job where you can't really stick around your computer, or or just in general, like if you're out and about doing some real life stuff, you don't have to necessarily be glued to your computer at all times. So this is going to go right into the first tip here for you. The first tip is probably going to be the most important one, is establishing a plan and making sure you stick to it. So what do I mean by that? Let me just give you guys an example of something that I'm currently in, or a position I'm in, something I'm looking for, and something that I want to pay attention to, or a certain level. So based on my strategy, what I use, I'm looking to take a long off of this possible reversal here, in case price does continue to the upside, and it does primarily go against my original position, which I'm currently short from about 46,200. So the first thing I'm going to tell you guys is how to anticipate a move, or anticipate a possible setup, is to set alerts. All right, and that's going to be going into the next tip here for you, is how to set alerts and what to look for when you set alerts, and how alerts can help you save time and help you guys get away from the computers, from pause, and to help you guys not necessarily be glued to your computers at all time. So let me just give you an example of what I personally done, what I do. So for anticipating this setup here, I was waiting for price action to come back below this level here at about 39,250. All right, let me just mark that out for you. All right, so the first alert I'm going to set is, I'm going to set an alert for when price does test that level. Now there's different degrees of which you can do this. Me personally, I'm pretty much have an alert with sound, and that's going to be another thing that includes part of the alert section as well, is if you're not around, and if, let's say, you have a computer in your nearby area with speakers, I would highly suggest that you link your speakers up to your computer and make sure you're up at a decent volume, not to where it's gonna blow up the house or disturb your neighbors. But just make sure you guys are aware that anything can happen, and that your alerts and speakers are set up properly, so when your alerts do go off, that you're at least aware of what's going on. All right, so the first tip I'm going to have here for you is obviously not the most practical for most people, but if you have access to your computer, or you have access to be able to see your chart for most of the day, if not at all times, that's going to be most beneficial. Now, I know that a lot of you guys out there either have jobs or just have real life stuff that you have to do where you can't be glued to a computer, and I get it. And it's not the end of the world. There's things you can do to anticipate certain moves and to get yourself ready for the next possible either setup, or anticipating you getting stopped out, or you getting close to a take profit level. So that's gonna be the first and most obvious tip. If you guys can't do that, we're gonna move over to the second tip, and this one's gonna be coming up with a plan and establishing what your plan calls for. Now, let me give you an example of that. In my situation, and what I use, a strategy I use, is I look for certain structures in the market, and based off of what I see, I can anticipate a possible position coming up. For in this example, I use the ABC method. So with the ABC method, basically I'm looking for an original downtrend for a break and then a retest, and to put in a lower low than the lowest point of the original trend, which is this A here. All right. So I'm looking to long the possible reversal of that. So I'm going to set a line here. Now there's two ways you can approach this. You can do it. You can set an alert based off of a price level itself, specifically on Tradingview, which I'll show you how to do, or you can set up alert on a line or a specific array or just a certain area you have drawn out. Now, that's going to be the most important thing, is making sure you come up with a plan beforehand so you're able to walk away. This will anticipate, or at least get you ready for the next setup that you have lined up in your head as a possible option. So that's very important. If you guys don't have a plan, if you guys don't have anything to stick to, a lot of the times that things can get either confusing, you could be inconsistent, and that could just lead you down a dark hole of, you know, losing, possible revenge trading, and just give yourself in a real tanglement, or get yourself all messed up. But that's gonna be the second tip. Third tip's gonna be setting alerts. Now this is gonna be the longer section of this video, because setting alerts can mean different things, and there's different ways to set alerts and how to anticipate certain things. So I'm going to do my best to break it down for you and use this example to show you what I did and how I approached this setup here. So let's just pretend that this price action here didn't exist. All right, so, you know, let's say I can't do a replay, unfortunately, because it's not going to let me draw. So just pretend that this isn't here. So for my strategy, we have an original downtrend. The downtrend broke. We were forming a small uptrend. Now, I am not looking too long until price comes back below the bottom of this original downtrend. So how am I going to set an alert to anticipate that? Now, there's different ways I go about setting alerts. Me personally, I don't have to go crazy with setting alerts, because I have an idea if price is getting close, and I have somewhat quick access to either my phone or my computer, to where I can kind of see beforehand if prices are getting closer to my entry point. But I'm still going to set an alert anyway, because I need to, just in case, you know, I'm on the phone or I'm stepping out where I'm not looking at my computer at the time. And that has saved me a lot of painful missed opportunities, or has allowed me to make sure I got back into a position, or I was ready to get back into a position. So on this entry here, I'm going to show you both ways on how to set an alert. The first is going to be based on a line or array that you drew. So you right click the array and go to add alert on horizontal array. All right. Now I'm based on the 45-minute. I usually like to go down on a smaller time frame, just so in case the alert gives more time to the alert to go off more than once. Right. So I usually do once per bar. So as soon as price does cross over, it does activate. If you go once per bar close, the alert's not going to go off until the actual bar close below that line. Right. The next thing you want to make sure that you have highlighted is two things. One is notify on app, and two is play sound. Okay. Now the tone, there's a bunch of different tones you can do, but me personally, I usually have the timer run for 5 seconds. Okay. What you could do that here, create. You know, I'm on logs. It's going to give you this alert. That's fine. Got it. Continue anyway. And you can see that this icon appeared here. So that means the alert is set, and I'm ready to get alerted to when a possible entry either is about to happen, or when prices does cross a certain level and I'm looking for it. All right. Now let me show you how to do that. Instead of using array, we show you how to do it based on price, the actual price levels itself. So what I do in this situation is I look for the lowest point. All right, so for me, it's going to be 39,225. Now, if you go to the right side of your chart, all right, you can see that there's a plus button next to the number value here. Now I'm going to line that up with this area close as I can. All right, and I'm going to hit the plus sign. This menu is going to pop up. You're going to click add alert for BTC USD. Now, obviously, it depends on whatever coin you have, and you'll see that this yellow dotted line or orange dotted line appears on your screen. Now, before you go ahead and walk away, just double click. And it's going to give you also a settings menu for this alert. I'm going to hit every time because, like I said, you want to make sure that you get the alert and that you're on top of it. And this gives you an extra chance for the alert to go off in case you might not catch it at first. So same thing, go to alert actions, make sure notify on app is checked off, and also play sound is checked off. Okay. Once you have that, make sure those two are set. You're just going to hit save, and then that's it. So now I can sit there and walk away, and I know that when the alert goes off that I'm going to get myself ready for a possible entry. Okay. So another quick tip for you guys that's in conjunction with the alerts tip as well is, let's say you're out and about, or let's say you're doing something to where you're not in the same room as your computer, or let's say, you know, you're out on a meeting, or, you know, whatever you're doing in your life that is not allowing you to get to your computer fast enough. What you can do is you can set alerts ahead of time near the level you're looking at to allow you some time to either get your phone out, sign into your account, or get to your computer in a timely manner and anticipate a possible move. So how you do that, you can do the same thing, but instead of setting an alert here, you can set a couple above the area that you're looking for. So, you know, it gets kind of cluttered, but this allows you to, when prices get closer, as each level is getting hit or each alert is going off, it gives you a time to understand that, you know, in the back of your head, okay, we're not there yet, but we're getting close. Let's see if I can get this set up in time, or let's see if I can get to my phone and see, just in case the prices does go below my original entry point and I'm waiting to get entered. All right, so that is the first step. The next step is, I gotta do this by hand. So the next step is sending an alert to when your position gets entered. So in this case, prices got back below, and I'm waiting for price to come back above this level here. Right? And it's the same step as before. Your alerts went off, prices below here. You're ready to set a conditional. You set your conditional, and now you're going to send an alert to go in conjunction with that conditional setup or order that you placed. So same steps here. There's two ways you can do it. You can right click on the little line itself, look at alert, same thing, once per bar, boom. All right, so now if price does cross back above that line, there's a good chance that your order is going to get filled, and I'm going to be ready to get entered. I'm going to make sure that when the alert goes off, I check my phone and make sure my orders are filled and make sure my entry is in and I'm good to go. The other way you can do it is going based off price levels again. Now let's say, I'm just going to draw this line again just to give you guys some reference. So let's say price is at, you know, 39,212 and your entry's at 39,221. So you're going to go to 39,221 on the price level side, or on the right side of your chart where you see the actual numeric values. You're going to see that little plus sign here. Once you click the plus sign, you're going to get this menu. Select it. All right. Line's going to come up. Double click it before you walk away. And make sure that the value that's highlighted in this section here matches your conditional entry number. So, you know, let's say you're at 39,221 exactly without the change. All right. Set every time. Make sure the notifying app and the play sound boxes are checked. Hit save, and there you go. So now next time the alert goes off, you're aware that, okay, my entry is filled. Let me just double check, and then if everything's good, you're good to go. If not, it gives you time to mark it enter or to adjust your positions accordingly to make sure you do get filled. So the next step to this is going to be notifying you when you get stopped. So what do I mean by that? So let's draw a line. All right, and let's say your conditional got filled here. And what TradingView allows you to do is allows you to adjust this slider here for your stop loss to give you an accurate percentage of what the number looks like. You know, let's say if you're at 1%, what's the value at 1%? If you're at have a 1.5% stop loss, you know, you can adjust the numbers to match the 1.5% stop loss, and etc. Whatever your stop loss percentage is. So for me, I'm using about a 1%. So I'm gonna line it up 1%. All right. In this case, you're gonna line it up with the 38838.86. So what I usually do is it's kind of hard to get exactly right on the first try. Just get as close as you can. Go to the right side of the bar where the number values are. Click on the plus sign. Click add alert for BTC at this price level. And all you're gonna do is make sure that when you double click before you walk away, that this number is matching your stop loss number. So in this case, it's going to be 38838.86. All right. So once that's set, make sure everything matches, hit save. And now you have an alert set for when you get stopped out. And you can also do the same where if you're looking for a specific take profit. Me personally, I don't do that much unless, you know, that take profit area lines up with a possible another position I'm looking for. Most of the time, I don't really do that. So let me just go over the steps quick just to recap this section, because the setting alert section is a lot, but it's going to help you a good amount with staying on top of your position. So initially, you're going to send an alert anticipating a certain move that's part of your plan. So for me, my plan in this current situation, when I was looking for a long when price got back below 39,223.77, I set an alert at that value to notify me when that price does cross below that the entry that I'm looking for is active and it's ready to launch or ready to go forward with and pull the trigger. I'm ready to enter. Long story short. So first, you're gonna do that. And if you're not good on staying on top of your alerts, I recommend setting a couple alerts above your original alert to give you some leeway and some time to anticipate a possible entry or a possible move, depending on what your plan is. You know, how active are you? Can you get to your computer fast enough? It really depends. For someone who can't be at your computer that much, I would say set a couple just to give yourself some time, and make sure, guys, that your volume on speakers is set up. All right, if you don't have volume, or if you don't have speakers hooked up to your computer, we'll give you guys a little quick tip of what you can do to help you stay on top of that as well. It involves buying another accessory, unfortunately, but this thing has been a lifesaver. But I'm gonna say that towards the end. So send an alert to your original plan or original point of a possible entry. So once you set an alert, prices hit that number or line that you're looking for. After that, you're gonna set a alert and your conditional order set up for you anticipating your entry point. So, you know, in this case, my entry point is 39,232. Once price is crossed back below, I'm going to set an entry point on my exchange to that value. And I'm also going to set an alert there. Now, you do that by clicking on the right side, clicking the bar, you know, adding an alert, making sure that the values match, etc. You're done, right? Once your alert goes off and you're in, the next step you're going to do is set an alert in case you get stopped out. Now, how do you do that? Go to Tradingview. Make sure you set your stop loss according to your percentage of what you have set, either on your exchange, you know, regardless of what exchange you have. But make sure it matches the value. Once you do that, you set an alert anticipating you getting stopped out. So when you do, if you do get stopped out, you can go back to the second step, is where you set an alert at your conditional order level that you have set to get entered again. It's this vicious cycle sometimes, but it allows you to really be on top of what's going on and allowing you to stick to your plan and not miss out on any opportunities. So rinse and repeat. That's about it. And there's gonna be the last tip for you. Now, this is not required, but I recommend, if you guys do not have a computer where you're either sitting at or set up to where you're close to, let's say you're on the road, let's say, you know, your constant business meetings, you know, let's say you work in construction, you're out doing a job, you know, so you can't be by a computer, I recommend you guys go out and get some sort of smartwatch. All right, this is the This is the Apple Watch. I can't even think of the name. I think it's the newest one, the Series 7. And it doesn't have to be the fanciest one. It just has to be able to link up to your phone, has to be up to date, make sure you can get notifications. You can actually get notifications from Tradingview from this. Now, this has saved my ass plenty of times because I've set alerts anticipating a certain setup. And let's say not at my computer. Let's say I'm outside doing something. I don't even need to hold my phone. I can just get an alert on Tradingview. As soon as I get an alert, I can pull my phone, make sure everything's all set, and I'm good to go. So that's a very helpful tip for you guys. Just make sure that if you can't be by a computer with speakers, that you go ahead and pick something like this up. It's going to save you. Trust me. It's going to save you a lot of headache and a lot of time and a lot of missed opportunities. So that's just a recap. Hopefully there's some good tips for you guys to help you stay on top of your positions. Hopefully you can use those to your advantage to not miss out on any opportunities. And that's going to be all for now. If you guys like the information, you guys like these tips, you want me to do more videos like this, give you certain tips that I use and help you navigate the market more, feel free to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you like more content like this, where you get tips like this, you get market updates from me, you even do live streams once or twice a week. So if you guys are interested in that, I really appreciate the sub. All my information is in the description if you guys want to go ahead and support me, support the channel. I really would appreciate it. But until next time, guys, thank you so much. Have a good night.